Of my Sangha get a copy of the Diamond Sutra? Anyone got the hand out? So good evening, my dear brothers and sisters. Today is May 10, 2017. Welcome for tonight meditation and Dharma talks. Everybody enjoy the day so far? Ready for this Sunday? Special day. Anybody know this Sunday? No? Yeah, remember your mom. Make sure you bring your flower to your mom. Without mom, without you, right? So mom is important day. So tonight we continue to study the Diamond Sutra. Last time we talked about the title, the Diamond Sutra, introduction of the Diamond Sutra. So there we go in the chapter 1, what we call the section 1. So the Diamond Sutra says that in Pali or Sanskrit is Vajja Chittika Prajna Paramita Sutra. So Vajja is diamond, Chittika is mean curtain, right? Prajna is wisdom. This is we have two types of wisdom: learning wisdom and unlearned wisdom. Paramita is perfection, means to reach the shore. And Sutra is the teaching of the Buddha. So last week we studied about the topic of the Diamond Sutra, the title. As you know, there's wisdom inside of us. It's always inherent inside of us. And for millions of years, there's nobody discovered this diamond, how we call this prajna. So the Buddha himself, he sat under the Bodhi tree for 49 days and able to discover this prajna, this wisdom, right? So that's why when he discovered this wisdom, he began to lecture the Four Noble Truths, and there's many sutras. So the Diamond Sutra is the top of the large Heart Sutra. Is the great Heart Sutra. It contains almost 600 volumes. The Diamond Sutra is just summarized. It's just a small part of the large part of the prajna. So the Buddha spent almost 22 years speaking, talking about prajna, right? Very long time. So today we begin this section. Marcus, can you read chapter 1?
Sure. The reason for the Dharma assembly. This is what I heard. One time, when the Buddha was staying in the monastery in Anatha Pandika Park in the Jeta Grove near Shravasti, with a community of 1,250 bhikshus, fully ordained monks. That day, when it was time to make the round for alms, the Buddha put on his Sangati robe and, holding his bowl, went into the city of Shravasti to seek alms food, going from house to house. When the alms round was completed, he returned to the monastery to eat the midday meal. Then he put away his Sangati robe and his bowl, washed his feet, arranged his cushion, and sat down.
Okay. So this is it. This is the whole chapter of the Diamond Sutra. That's all you need to learn. If you get enlightenment, then you don't need to learn further. This is what I heard. So every sutra begins with this thing, right? Or you can use the word thus or this, right? So in the Buddha teaching, this 6 requirement, every sutra have it. The 6 requirement is this is the requirement of belief, right? I have heard. That the second one is the requirement of hearing. So who is hearing? During the Buddha time, Ananda, the disciple of the Buddha, his attendant, he will have the greatest memory. So whenever the Buddha give a lecture, he remember very well. He just listen and remember. Very powerful memory. So Ananda is represent I have heard. So Ananda say this is what I heard from the Buddha, not from me. I'm not lecturing the sutra. I heard the Buddha. So all the sutra require the 6 things. The first is this is, and the second is I have heard. The third is at one time is requirement of time, right? When you speak something, there's time, and the host is the required. Is the Buddha. The Buddha is the host. That's number 4. And the 5 is the place where he speaks the sutra. So here in the city of Savatthi, in the Jeta Grove Forest, and Anantapika talks. So he sitting there and speak the Diamond Sutra. And who heard the Diamond? Who's the gather of the bhikkhus is 1,250 people, bhikkhus there, right? So that is the 6th thing. The first is this is this. This or thus is the requirement of the belief. So all the sutra begin with this or thus. So when you study the Dharma Sutra or any sutra, they begin with this or thus. So one of the Zen master, he just heard this word and he got enlightenment. This is it. Do you remember what Zen master said when he enlightenment? He said, "Oh, this is it. That is the diamond. That is the mind, awakened mind." All the time we searching, what is the powerful, searching for prajna, searching for the wisdom, searching for Buddha nature. And then he spent all his time, 40, 20 or 30 years searching, and then he realized, oh, this is it. Very simple. Our minds every day we use. It's very simple, right? So nowhere else. The awakened minds, this is it. So you can enlightenment. And then I have heard is Ananda, right? Ananda, before the Buddha entered Nirvana and passed away, and Ananda, he asked the Buddha 4 questions before the Buddha entered Nirvana. The first question he asked is, after the Buddha entered Nirvana, the sutra, what should I compile? What should the first word I use? So the Buddha said, this is what I heard. Right? And the second question, when the Buddha was in this world, we live with the Buddha. Now the Buddha's passed away. Who do we depend on? Who do we dwell on? And the Buddha teaching 4 things. 4 dwelling in mindfulness. The first is contemplate on this body impurity. The second is contemplation of the feeling is suffering. The third is contemplate on thought is impermanent. And number 4, contemplate of all Dharma is no self. I mean, all phenomena have no self. So that is the 4 things that the Buddha taught his disciple to depend on. First, contemplation, this body's impurity. Is this body impurity or pure? If it's pure, then imagine you don't take a shower for 1 month. Right? And then you say your eye is beautiful, and imagine you cry, and you don't wash your eye, right? So this mainly this body is impurity. If you don't wash, if you don't use the soap, water, you seek this body. And the second is contemplate of this feeling. All feeling is suffering. Feeling good, feeling bad, feeling anxiety, all these feelings is suffering. So when you understand all this emotion, feeling is impermanent. All the feeling you bring to you is suffering, right? Remember that this feeling is good or bad. So he said that you have to contemplate on this feeling is suffering. The third is contemplate all thought is impermanent, right? Every thought you arise in your mind are what? It's impermanent, come and go, right? Angry come, you angry that person, then the thought come and go. You feel bad, then come and go. You feel stressed, come and go. So every thought arises in your mind is changing, right? Always changing. So don't attach to your thought, don't attach to your feeling. And the fourth thing you have to contemplate is all phenomena, all dharma is no self. I mean, they all depend on each other. There's no single self that creates by itself. But everything has to be cause and condition, right? Everything has to have some kind of condition. But like, you cannot create yourself, right? You have to depend on your mom, your dad, and your consciousness. It's like, how do we create baby? Mom and dad and our consciousness, right? So there's no one created by itself. That's why we have no self. So that is the second question Ananda asked the Buddha. And the third question is, when the Buddha was in this world, the Buddha was our master. Now the Buddha passed away, who do we depend on? And the Buddha replied that you have to depend on the precept. The precept is your teacher. Therefore, it doesn't matter that teacher is good or bad. If the person follow the precept, good, you should follow him. If that person is good, but he don't follow the precept, you should not follow him. So use the precept. So in Buddhism, mainly to depend on the precept. Not that person speak good or bad. Sometimes that person is good, speak good, but his duty is bad. Sometimes his duty, his speak is not good, but his duty is good. So don't depend on his word or his language, but depend on his activity, his action, right? So that's why the Buddha say you have to depend on the precept. Use the precept as your teacher. And the fourth question is extremely important. When the Buddha was in this world, we could decide discipline. Like when the Buddha appeared in this world, there's always good bhikkhu, there's a good monk, right? They also, on the other hand, is good bad monk, right? So you cannot tell what is good and what bad. So if you know there's the bad monks, what should we do? And the Buddha say, don't talk to them, silent. If they come bother you, don't ignore them. Just sit silent, and when they feel bored, they go away. It's like if you have any bad children, they come talk to you, you just sit silent, they go. They get bored, they go. It's like a dog. When they bark you, you sit silent, they bark, and then it's gone. Right? That's the good teaching of the Buddha, right? Whoever bother you in working, in playing, you just sit silent, ignore them, and they get boring and then run away. So during our meditation is the same thing. When we sit meditation, this Mara, demon come and try to manipulate you, try to do all these things. You have no reaction. You just sit there, quiet, and the Mara get tired, it's go away. That's the way to conquer your Mara, right? Your outer Mara. So that is the way to conquer all the bad friends you have. The Buddha give a good teaching, right? You don't have to say anything. If you say something, then just get a fight, right? You don't have to do anything. You have a husband always chatty, just sit quiet. Talking too much, sit quiet. And he talk by himself, he gets tired, don't talk to you anymore. Or other aroused, husband or wife, right? Or children, right? Children the same thing. I sometimes test children. If you talk a lot to them, they will talk back. If you sit silent, they talk, and then they feel you sit there and no talking, they feel boring and they go away. So this is the way to deal with bad people. You don't have to do anything, right? You don't have to put any effort or try to do something, try to help them, try to talk to them. Sometimes we try so hard, but it does not work. So the Buddha teacher here is just silent, quiet, and away. Don't pay attention to them, right? And they get boring, they will go away. So that is the 4 important questions before the Buddha entered Nirvana. Ananda asked, right? This is the thing we need to remember. And the second I have heard is required by hearing. Ananda, he heard this. And the third is at one time, required by time. When you speak a Dharma, there's a time. So why the Buddha does not put today is May something 2011? Because during the Buddha time, all times different. India time different from Chinese, China different from Western. And sometimes haven't been, they come and they listen to Dharma, and there's no time. So as they say, at one time, you don't say today is something like that. Because all time is impermanent, right? So he don't want to put any time. So at one time. And number 4 requirement is the host, the Buddha, right? The teaching, the teacher. So that's number 4 requirement. And number 5 is the place where he speaks this sutra is Savatthi. Savatthi is the city. Jetta Grove. Jetta is the prince. He has this beautiful forest. And one day this Anampatika, he went there. When he invited the Buddha come to this city and give a lecture, teaching, and he cannot find any beautiful forest. So he went to this Prince Jetta forest. Is so beautiful, he wants to buy it. And then the Jetta said, this forest is not for sale. And the Jetta prince, he made a joke on this man, Anampatika. He said, if you, my forest is 400 acres, if you get all the gold and cover all the land, then you will have this pot free. Then this man, he very rich. He just used all his gold and cover all the land in 400 something acres. And then this prince, he have some kind of feeling that, oh, this man must have somebody so respect. He used all his gold to cover all the land. So he invite that person to come to give a Dharma. So Anantapika, he say, I invite the Buddha and his 1,250 bhikkhu come here. So I have to prepare a place so they can stay and give the teaching. And then the Jetta prince, he say, okay, you can cover all the land. You can have all the land that you cover gold. Now all the tree is mine. So I donate the tree, you donate the land. So that's what we call Jetta Guru, the garden of Anampatika talks. Anampatika is a person, when he see homeless people, he see lonely people, he always donate, he always give them. Like orphan children, he always help. So during his time, he helped a lot of homeless and poor people, usually lonely people. They have nobody to comfort, so he able to do that. So this is the number 5 is the place where the Buddha speak the Diamond Sutra. And number 6 is the community. So we 1,250 bhikkhu, right? So bhikkhu or bhikkhu is a monk, it represents monks. Bhikkhuni is nun. So bhikkhu or bhikshu have three meanings. Have you seen that words in the Sutra? It's bhikshu, right? B-H-I-K-S-H-U-S, right? Bhikkhus. So it have three meanings. The first meaning is conquer demon. Conquer demon is not outside, but the demon of greed, anger, and illusion. So a bhikkhu, bhikshu, they have to conquer their own demon, right? And the second meaning is mendicant. Means they have to go begging for food. And the third meaning is the peers of the precept. You have to take care of their precept, very pure. So all monks and nuns have to go begging every day. But today we cannot do that. If we go out and then the cop and people come, they're all in jail or something. So we have to stay in the temple and let people bring food over, right? Or they give us the money, we go buy it. So mendicant is a beggar. Why does monks have to be begged? The first thing is they have to let go of their ego, right? When you go begging, you go from place to place, it doesn't matter rich or poor house, whatever they give you, you just eat. Begging help you to humiliate, help you to destroy your ego. For all this time you say, oh, I'm good, I'm strong, people have to serve me, right? People have to respect me and bring me good food. Now, become a monk means you lower yourself, right? Just like a pope, before he become a pope, he have to do what? He had to stay in jail. He had to kiss the foot of the people, right? There's a ceremony. He had to go lower himself down, right, to do all this thing. So begging is help you to let go of your ego. It's also the food. Usually we have a bowl. We don't. So whatever they put in, you have to eat. Meat, fish, food, all mixed up in a bowl. You cannot say, oh, this is soup, this is rice, this different dishes. We cannot eat like that. But today, we have to eat like this, right? But in Buddha time, there's a bowl. Whatever they put in, you just eat. This helps you to what? Helps you to get rid of your tasting. Because all this time you desire from this dish, this flavor, that flavor. Now it's helped you to overcome this desire. That's why we have the 5 desires. The desire number 5 is eat and sleep, right? Eating, we always want good food. So be a monk. Food can help you. The main thing is to nurture your body, to get healthy, and to put it to practice. Not enjoying the food. If you enjoy the food, means you attach the food. So when you attach the food, all day you just cook it, right? And then you've got to practice. So that's why we spend a lot of time cooking, right? Sometimes 3 hours, 4 hours, and then we eat how many minutes? 15 to 20 minutes, right? So as a monk, we have to spend more time practice than spend more time cooking. That's why at the monastery, we just cook only half an hour. Right? We just chop up the vegetable, cook, very simple. We don't want to spend a lot of time in cooking. At home, you spend sometimes what? 3 hours, right? 4 hours, or 2 or 3 days, right? That's a lot of time to spend on, and then at the end, you just eat 15 and 20 minutes, or half an hour, right? So that's why go back in house to house, whatever they give you, you just eat, and then you have more time to practice. So this is the first paragraph. This is what I heard one time when the Buddha was staying in the monastery, Anapatika house in the Jetta Grove near Savatthi, with a community of 1,250 bhikkhu, bhikshu. So whenever the Buddha goes, this 1,250 people, monks follow him. Must be a very long line, right? Except whenever he go along. Right? Fully ordained monks. The fully ordained monks mean that the person have check fully for 250 precepts. So monk, we have 250 precepts. So 250 precepts is the, what we check. For lay people, how many precepts you check?
5.
Only 5, right? But we have 250 precepts. Right? So that's a lot. Help you to conquer your greedy mind, your angry mind, your delusion, right? All these precepts help you to get enlightenment, to help you to conquer all the thing, the activity. So that is the first paragraph. Now we go to the second paragraph. That day, when it was time to make a round for alms, so as the Buddha or his disciple, they have to go alming. He don't say that, oh, I'm the Buddha, you go back for me and bring home food, I'm sitting here. The Buddha live very simple life. His disciple, him are the same. You go back, I'm go back, I'm go back, you go back. I made out this rule, I have to follow, you have to follow. So the Buddha, he say, I made this rule, you have to follow, I don't have to follow. It's not like that. So the Buddha is very normal person, right? So the Buddha go back in, put on his sati robe, holding his bowl. So all monks have 3 robes and a bowl, back in bowl, right? But only the Buddha have the, what we call the purple stone bowl. Only Buddha uses stone bowl. All monks have to use metal or wooden bowl. Because this purple bowl is come from the past of the 7 Buddha. So this bowl is for, in this world we have 7 Buddha, right? So this bowl is come from the past Buddha. So every time this new Buddha come, this bowl use the same on this world. Right? That's why this bowl and this rope is still hiding in India. One of the monks, he's sitting there and hold the bowl and rope waiting for the next Buddha come, and he will give this rope and this bowl to the next Buddha. He, in this mountain, is covered up. He's in deep meditation. So our next Buddha in this world is who? Anybody know?
Maitreya?
Yeah, Maitreya, right? Maitreya. The fat belly, happy Buddha in Chinese, but in India he's very skinny like us. Right? So Maitreya is the happy Buddha. So he will receive this bowl and this robe for almost probably a couple million years. So he holds his bowl, monks or nuns have to hold the bowl. And he went into the city of Savatthi to seek alms food, going from house to house. So they have an order. Usually in India, there's a house. You have to go by 7 houses. You don't say, oh, this rich house, this poor house. I don't want to go poor house, I want to go rich house. You cannot do that. You have to take your turn. Right? You have to go house to house. 7 houses. If 7 houses have no food, you have to go home. If 7 houses have a lot of food, that's your day, your lucky day. Right? So this is the begging. Right? 7 houses. They give whatever, bread, potato, whatever they give you to eat. So begging. So from house to house, doesn't matter rich or poor. This thing to help you to the non-discrimination. You say, oh, this poor house, this rich house. I want to go rich house instead of poor house, because rich house usually have good food. Poor house have terrible food. So this thing help the monk to distinguish between poor and good, poor and rich. Poor and rich are the same. So they give going back in, they help the poor and the rich. Why do they help the poor? So when you give a monk, you receive merit. So next life you will be rich, right? If a rich, they give the monk, next time they will be more wealthy, right? You cannot say that, oh, I'm wealthy this life, I don't need to give anybody. So next life you will be poor. So the monk have to go, doesn't matter rich or poor, they go. So they go house to house. When the alms around was complete, he returned to the monastery to eat the midday meal. So monks and then the Buddha only eat a midday meal, mean before 1 o'clock. After that, you cannot eat anymore. So in the Sutra said that in the morning, having been eat, like having been they eat in the morning, in the midday or in the afternoon, from 11:30 until 1, that's the time of the Buddha eat. And then after 2, from till 4 or 5, who eat? Animal eat. And after night, this hungry go eat. So this divide 4 periods. In the morning, in the noon, in the afternoon and evening. So that is during the Buddha time, he just eat one meal a day, that's all. Then he put away his sati robe and his bowl, wash his feet, arrange his cushion, and sit down. So in India, we don't use slipper. We will have to wear barefoot, right? We walk in, and then after you walk in, there's a lot of dirt, a lot of dusty. You have to what? You have to wash, right? Wash your bowl, wash your robe, wash your feet, and sit. And that's all. So that is the whole teaching of everyday life. So that is enlightenment. Every day you do, eat, sleep, drink, that's enlightenment there. That's awakening there. You can assert anywhere else. Like most people say, oh, I have to meditate so hard to get enlightenment. I have to do all this and that. I have to recite the Sutra. I have to do bow the Buddha to get enlightenment. No. That is enlightenment every day. Every day you eat, every day you wake up, every day you brush your teeth, that is enlightenment. Right? That is a normal mind. Right? But you don't realize, you use this diamond mind, this awakened mind is there. You use every day, but you don't know. You see that? So that's why the Buddha said that is the basic thing. The basic is all basic thing. Just like you go back to the basic, then everything is there. Sometimes we try so hard, try to get enlightenment, try to do this and that, and we cannot get it, right? So that's why this is the whole life of the Buddha. Eat, sleep, back in, it's very simple, right? So that's why one of the Zen students asked the Zen master, what is the path? What is the way to get enlightenment? And the Zen master said, normal mind is the path. We don't like to live a normal mind. So simple, right? Eat, sleep, working. We don't want to do that. We want something magic, something that's walking fire, flying, all those stuff. We don't like to be simple. So that's why the Zen master said, the simple path, the simple awakening is just normal mind. Just live with your normal mind. We like to do what? We like to do something extreme. It's like we don't like to walk. One of the Zen masters said, it's a miracle to walk on earth. But now we want to fly, we want to drive, we want to jump, we want to do all this miracle, right? But actually miracle is the day you wake up, the day you sunshine, walking, kiss your wife, kiss your husband, children, running. That is very simple. That's awakening day. So every day you live like that, why don't you go back to the basic? So that is the happiness, everyday life. So where can you find happiness? Oh, I have to have my million of dollars. I have to have a beautiful car, beautiful big house, mansion, a lot of wife, a lot of husband. That's made me happy. But nothing bring you happy? No. Right? The happy is the simple life. Hungry, eat, sleepy, tired, sleep. That's the Zen master said. Right? When you're hungry, just eat. When you're tired, just sleep. You don't have to worry anything. This is the basic of all awakened mind. So that's why the Buddha began this sutra. If you want to enlightenment, you want to reach nirvana, or you conquer this Buddha nature, that is it. This is it. Live your daily simple. 24 hours, what you do? You cannot spend 24 hours in a meditation, right? Or sitting, right? Every day you do. Go to the bathroom, go to the kitchen, go to the garden, go to work. All the things, activity you do every day. That's enlightenment there. So don't you chase something far away from the daily life. Right? Nobody knows that. That's what the Buddha said. This is what we do every day, but we don't know. Very simple. Right? So the Diamond Sutra is not very hard. It's not very difficult. It's just like everyday thing we do. If we study, we thinking, try to work on our mind too hard, then that's not work. Just try to relax. Try to be simple as possible. Right? So when you study the sutra, whatever sutra you study in Buddhism, try to be simple. The simple is the basic of all living things. If you try too hard, try to work on and try thinking and try to add more or subtract more, then you will never get it. Right? So that's just chapter 1. Can you do that? Driving home, sleep, whatever activity you do, just awaken. Right? Very simple. Okay? Very simple. Wash the dish. Enjoy, wash the dish. Don't get grouchy when your wife says, go wash your dish, and you get grouchy. If you get grouchy, then you are away from your awakening. Right? So do whatever you do. Clean the toilet, that's why I say, go clean the toilet. No, I'm the husband. I'm the boss in the house. You should do all this stuff. Right? So everything is there. Whatever you do is awakening, is enlightenment. Right? Change the baby diaper. No, it's thinking. Thinking is enlightenment right there. Right? So every day is enlightenment. Every people scream at you, yelling at you, enlightenment there. So one day this master, he walked in and he heard this couple fighting, argument, and so he got enlightenment from the argument. And then one of the Zen master walked in the market and suddenly what the person who chopped all the meat? Butcher. The butcher chopped the meat, and one of the person said, "What piece is good? It's tasty." And so he got enlightenment. You see that? So enlightenment everywhere. Whenever you heard people yelling, screaming, fighting, or all these things, awakened mind is there. Right? So when you use this mind, every place is heaven. If you don't use this mind, every place is hell. Right? You see that? Even though you stay in hell, but you're in heaven. Just like one of the Buddha suffered, Renton. He lived in hell, but he's like in heaven. Because his mind is awakened, he's everywhere, right? But if you live in heaven and then you have non-awakened mind, then hell becomes heaven. You see that? So all this concept of perception, all the things you view, all this is wrong, now you change to right view. So in Buddhism, it's very important that you have right view instead of wrong view. So we will start here with this section, and next week we go. So every week we go section, chapter. So you're able to apply this sutra in your daily life. Okay, anybody have a question, comment, anything that you'd like to share? Yes, go ahead.
Are you saying that Jetta got all the gold?
No, Jetta is the prince. He had his land. Ananpatika is the old Sudatta. He bought this. He saw this prince beautiful pot. He wanted to buy it. And the Jetta, the prince, he played a joke on this. He tried to test this old man. He said, if you are able to cover all 400 acres of gold, then you will have free. You don't have to buy it. And then he just tell his merchant, bring all gold and cover the land. And then he get out the land. And then the Jetta prince say, order the tree, that's the tree for me, and you have the land. So all the tree in the forest is Jetta forest, and the Patika pot, this is pot. So they all donate to this to the Buddha. Whenever the Buddha come to this city, he came here to they build a monastery for 1,250 bhikkhus.
So Jetta kept all the trees.
Yes.
And Anatha Pindika got
All the land, yeah.
Got the land.
Because the tree cannot cover the gold.
And did Anatha Pindika have to pay anything?
No, he paid already. He put all the gold cover.
He covered it with gold.
Yeah. Just friend, he say Anapatika, he donated this to the Buddha. So and Jetta say, oh, who do you donate? What person made you donate all this gold? And he said the Buddha. So that began to donate his forest, his tree.
Is this a factual story, or is it? I mean, is it something that really happened, or just a story to demonstrate the principle of the idea?
2,500 years ago, I don't know. I have to go with gold. I will create my time machine. Yeah, he's very rich because during that time he's very rich. He's one of the merchants which his gold can fill up this couple building.
He invented the gold leaf.
Because he went to he have his own mountain, the treasure of mountain gold. So I don't know. So we have to go back there, time machine, go back and see.
Right.
Right, what she said is right. You can take a very small piece of gold.
Yeah, and you
And you
can
can cover a huge amount of area.
So one piece of gold like this, you can burn it out and you can cover all the whole 4 feet already.
That's what it must have been.
Now just like big block to cover.
Right.
But I went there, there's no gold left. I went to get something to build a monastery, but there's no gold. But the pot is still there, very nice pot. You go to India. He spent almost 22 years, the Buddha 22 years in this community, this pot. Okay, anybody? Yes, go.
What's the purpose of the 6 requirements? Like, why does he have to say, this is what I heard?
He had to say that because people thought that he's speaking the Dharma Sutra or speaking the Sutra. He said, this is not my word, this is the Buddha. So the day the Buddha enlightenment, the day Buddha enlightenment, the day Ananda born. So before that, the Buddha speak like he until 20 something he become a monk. Before that he cannot all the time with the Buddha. So one of the demand that Ananda asked the Buddha, before all the sutra you lecture, I have not heard. Now you have to tell me. Before, because the Buddha want Ananda to be his attendant. So Ananda request, if you can able to tell me all the teaching that I'm not with you during that time, you should say it to me. So that's why, because whenever, if you don't say that, then people thought that, oh, Ananda speaking, not the Buddha. So they don't truly believe that the Buddha speaking as Ananda. So they don't trust Ananda, then the Buddha. So all the Buddha, all the sutra, that's what I heard. Mean the Buddha speaking, lecture the Dharma, whatever sutra, not Ananda. Anybody, your question?
I just wanted if you could remind us what's the meaning of the words on the fruit.
Oh, food, what food?
The fruit.
Oh, there's many words. Huh? Yeah, mean enlightenment. Oh, yes. Or giác ngộ means enlightenment combined together. Vietnamese we call giác ngộ, enlightenment, liberation. It's Vietnamese. And the other one, I think this is the word.
Okay.
Giải thoát. Giải thoát means liberation. This means enlightenment. This is liberation. Okay, go back to the sutra. Anybody have question on the sutra? Go ahead.
So the Buddha had a stone bowl and the others a metal or wood. Is that still the case today?
Yes, we cannot eat the stone bowl. It's one of our precepts. Because we respect the Buddha. If you eat the stone bowl, then you disrespect his precept.
What
Anyway.
is alms food? What is alms food?
Alms food means you bag in.
Ah,
Like, alms means you hold them bag in food. That's all. All the food has a bag. Yes.
But if he's the same with the monks, why does he have to use a different bowl?
Because the difference of teacher and student, so respect. And then you say everybody equal, then the Buddha equal and me. So respect. Like if you go to the president, you have to respect the president more different from you, right? It's like that. It's self-respect as well. Because there's something the bowl made of stone. Because usually if the monks are done, they don't have enough merit virtue. When they eat the stone bowl, they will lose merit virtue. So the Buddha don't want his disciple to trap in that. The egoism. Because the Buddha is complete merit virtue, he able to eat more stone. Yes.
So I see these stone bowls out there, I don't know, they call them singing bowls, but they're made out of stone or crystal. Is that something that, as a layperson, I should stay away from and just stay with wood?
Lay person is okay, but we are one of our precepts, we cannot eat stone bowl. It's not your precept, so when you become a monk, you should not eat. Your 5 precepts is only 5 precepts. But when our precept, we cannot eat stone bowl, just really stop. Because we are the disciple of the Buddha, we are fully monk. So we have to follow this rule. So 250 precepts, one of the precepts is you cannot eat stone bowl. Unless you can eat a fake stone bowl. Usually they have a clay, like stone, made out of clay. That's why we have down there clay bowl. Metal sometimes hot. So, because metal is you don't break a lot. Stone bowl you can break. So if you become a Buddha, you break your bowl, then you cannot eat. So like the stones are metal. Because the Buddha is more mindful, he never breaks his bowl. But for monks, they break all the time. So he's made of metal or wood. Because the bowl is your life. So you don't want to break it. So by metal, you can throw and do other stuff.
When you're a monk, you just have one bowl and you wash it and you use that same
Yes,
bowl
yes.
every time?
Yeah, every time. It's one bowl. The bowl bigger than this. Bigger. I have it in my room. But today we don't eat a lot of the bowl. Sometimes we eat, but we have what we call big jam, small bowls. Because today we have many dishes. We're not baking. We just put everything in the bowl and eat. But back all day, they have just one bowl and baking. Anybody? Yes?
so is it different bowls back home as well? Or not just, don't they go around with one bowl still in Vietnam?
What do you mean?
I mean,
All both the same metal, clay.
yeah,
wood.
but do they go around begging for food though?
In Vietnam right now, is that the government prohibit begging because a lot of people, homeless people, they become fake monk.
Oh,
They use this. They put on robe and shake their head, and that's why it gets complicated. So right now, monastery are the cook. Today's society is very complicated. Usually, poor people, they tell like, oh, monks must be very, because usually they donate money too. So they use that.
okay.
Yeah. It's a lot of
Makes sense.
fake monk. Yeah. That's why in the government in Vietnam, they prohibit begging.
Okay, so they just cook
Cook
at the
at the
monastery?
monastery.
Okay.
People
So they
donate.
bring the food to
Yeah,
the-
usually they're vegetarian, or the vegetable, or the tofu they bring to the monastery, and the monk will cook it. Or the lay people cook it and then bring out it.
Okay.
So we don't have to spend more time begging. Yeah. Yes.
Why 7 houses?
7 houses, because this is a law, 7 Buddha.
Oh,
Probably next Buddha will be 8 houses. And then the 9th Buddha will be 9 houses. Wait another couple million years. Because when you go back in house to house, we after from 8 until 11 or 12, we have to go back to the monastery and eat. So we have to do it fast. If you go many houses and afternoon you cannot, even though you have all the food and you cannot go back to the monastery, you cannot eat because the time is 1:30 already. So usually 7 houses you have enough. Yes.
So say one monk didn't get any food and another monk got a lot of food.
Mhm.
You share?
Yeah, sometimes they share. Yeah. Usually they share. Because when sometimes you go to 7 poor house, there's no bread, no nothing. They just give you small bread, or just give you small water. So you should try at home. Yes, go ahead.
You mentioned about the rich houses and the poor houses. And it seems to me that a lot of times poor people are kind of more willing to donate.
Yeah.
And that rich people, it's like the richer they get more and more greedy.
That's why they get rich.
But is it true though? Is it true back home though?
No, just a joke. Usually rich people, they donate, depend on what kind of rich people. Usually rich people, they have big heart, they give a lot. Just like Bill Gates, he give $30 billion charity. Right? It depends on the person, heart.
But it seems like people who have to struggle, people who are poor who struggle, they know what it's like to struggle,
Yeah.
and then they have more sympathy and care.
So here's monks, usually monks during the Buddha time, this prince, they have rich, but they have to go back in when they become Buddha disciple. It's to help them to let the poor people open their heart, let the rich people open their heart. Because some rich people, they're so greedy. So monks go back to let them open their heart, to give in. So next life they don't get any more greedy. So poor or rich, you do not discrimination. You will help the poor to go up. You help the rich people to go up too.
I think we should be honest though.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of poor people who get lied to or cheated or victimized by
Yeah.
crime. As we're poor, rich people, you're always getting harassed. There's always an issue. You're getting the sob stories, and over time, it makes you cautious. So as we're poor people, they're not really any threat to scams or lies. Because I think it takes a different strength to be rich and also be in public than it is to be poor and understanding.
But don't be too poor. You will go robbing and all that stuff. Just try to be middle class.
Yeah, if you're too rich, then you're always worried about somebody's gonna break in,
Yeah.
somebody's gonna steal something.
Too rich or too poor. That's why in the Buddha Sutra say, don't wish to be too poor or don't wish to be too rich. Because rich people don't have no time to practice. Poor people cannot have no time to practice. Poor people always worry about making food, have a meal in their table. Rich people, they don't have no time to go to the temple to listen to the Dharma. They always think about money, making. That's why middle class is good. Middle way. You have more time with this and that. You are lucky. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, if you're afraid of losing something, just get rid of it. Give it away, money or whatever.
Yeah. Okay. Anybody? Any more question, comment? We have a sign-up sheet on retreat on June the 3rd. If you'd like to come to retreat on June 3rd, you can sign up. And then we begin to recite the ending vows. And we go. Living being or innumerable, I vow to save them all. Affliction or endless, I vow to bear them all. The Dharma door uncountable, I vow to study them all. The Buddha voice in itself, I vow to attain it. I vow that the merit and virtue of this goes everywhere, enrich everyone, so that all of us and all living beings will realize the Buddha voice. Thank you. Enjoy your wonderful week. And happy Mother Day. Make sure you bring flower to Mom.